comments. Oops. So, anywho, let's get the steamer going. It's a important day. Got a birthday party, and while I'm here, I should do my arms a little bit. Ooh, look at the shoulders. I'm so excited to have shoulders. So excited. I'll put that back on in a second. Put some body firm foam on. This chair doesn't make this easy. That's for sure. There we go. We got steam coming. So we're going to put some body firming foam on. Tighten up that skin. Help break down that fat. Get that fat dissipated. So get that on. I'll sneak a little under my shirt. Really get it good. Got to do that. That is like a summer essential. This body firming foam, if you're into tanning, you definitely want to consider the tanless foam too. Definitely recommend that. That is great. It's safe. You're not exposing your skin because, we want to be careful with sun damage and all that. So, anywho, my name is Tamara Hamilton, and I am here to talk about Wellness Wednesday. I posted a before and after last night, and I had to share it with friends right away, just because it really blew my mind. Just to think of the status of my health, the status of just my well-being, and how I felt about myself, how I felt about life a year ago compared to now is just incredible to me. So I'm going to go grab my spray real quick. It's right there. Can you let me know if you can hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me, because there's nothing worse than when you go live and people can't hear you. I love to hydrate my face beforehand. So there we go. We've hydrated. Can you hear me? Can you let me know in the comments if you can hear me? Okay. So we got the face wet. You actually don't have to apply this cleanser to a wet face. I don't know. I just like to. So yeah. So compared to a year ago, last year this time, I was super burnt out. I was just over it. I was over, the company I was partnered with. But I had a very loyal customer base. I was over the incessant flash sales and working harder to make the same sale, and starting to, that's not even what we're talking about. I was just burned out. And I'm still overweight, but I'm working on it. But I was heavier by a good 40, 45 pounds. I had really bad dark under eye circles, which I will always have those, but they're so much more improved now. The sleepless nights, the insomnia, the brain fog, the lack of concentration, just overall not happy, not healthy. I've gone from Uber Eats and DoorDashing the vast majority of my meals to the majority of my meals are made from home. and eating lots of fruits and veggies, and like I said, home cooked meals, and just eating healthier overall. Now, with that said, I'm not following any specific diet plan or structure. I definitely still eat carbs. I just am mindful of which carbs I'm eating. I'm mindful to not take in a lot of refined sugar, but I did just have a little handful of the Starburst Reds because I don't know, I just felt like I deserved it today. So I did. So everything in balance, everything in moderation is where I am now. Lots of salads, lots of cucumbers. Like I'm down 6 pounds in 2 weeks. And that is in large part to salads and cucumbers, and really minding my sugar and the refined starches and carbs. Now, I will also tell you, because I neglected to, I am 49 years old. I was surgically put into menopause in 2009, meaning my period went away. With that being said, I don't think I really went through a lot of the symptoms or started the symptoms until more recent years, probably in the last 3 to 4. One of the symptoms that I did probably get right away but didn't associate it with menopause was the insomnia, because the insomnia actually started as part of the grief process when my grandfather passed away in 2012. So I didn't associate the insomnia with, right? But then around 2018 is when like the dry skin started, especially like in winter. Because I live in Wisconsin, and so we're called the frozen tundra for a reason. It can get really cold, with the wind chill factor. We could be talking sub-zero temperatures in the winter. So the air gets really dry. And if you have forced air heating, that can kind of even exacerbate it. Oh, that feels so good. More of a normal skin type. Not a whole lot of dryness, definitely not oily. If anything, I sweat, and the dark under eye circles and some hyperpigmentation were my main issues with my skin. And so, winter of 2018, I remember it was 2018, my skin started to feel more dry than normal. And I knew that that was just part of skincare aging. I didn't know that that was actually a sign of perimenopause, right? Perimenopause slash menopause. Um, and then, in subsequent years, one thing that I noticed was that my skin was feeling more dry and achy, but I was more concerned that that might mean like diabetes or pre-diabetic. And nope, not an issue. It just really is a symptom of perimenopause. So, and I remember seeing recently this video on either Instagram or TikTok, and I think it's Drew Barrymore and maybe Oprah or someone else, and they're talking about, how many women are having all these symptoms and they don't know, and they're not being told. They're not being given accurate information of what that means, and, that it could be either perimenopause or menopause, because perimenopause starts a lot earlier than most people think. It can start as young as 35. So, itchy skin can be a sign that you're going into perimenopause. 0 and got to talking. So we got to get that taken care of. That's a huge part of why I look good and feel good. Actually, looking and feeling better than I have in many, many years. I'm finally losing weight after being on the struggle bus for many years, most of my 40s. So happy to be off the struggle bus and actually losing weight, but keeping it off because I really don't want to find it again as other times in my life. So, a year ago, completely different, you know. The picture is up there. You can see how I looked a year ago with the green hair compared to now. My blood pressure, I've been talking a lot on Facebook in particular about my blood pressure and how my blood pressure um, on average is the lowest it's been since I was in my late 20s, early 30s. Wellness routine in December. And I do quite a few steps, but I didn't start them all at once. I started with a simple three-step system, right? I started with the CLA, the fat burner, to inhibit and block fat cell storage because, you know, that's one of the things with menopause is that menopause belly, right? And I think a lot of people don't listen and they don't do their measurements, so they don't know that you might be like I was. I didn't necessarily lose the most inches in the belly at first. I lost them in the back. I lost the in the arm, the neck. Like I can do like this and still breathe. A year ago I couldn't. Like it was like a struggle. You know what I'm saying? So you can lose it in the thigh, in the glutes, in the calves. Like you're losing inches all over your body. So like when someone says they've lost 20 inches, they lost 36 inches, they're not just talking in the waist, they're talking all these different places all over their body. And the great thing is the guide that you get with the three-step system goes through all of that. It shows you how to take your measurements at what spots to take the measurement. It talks about a lot of the lifestyle changes that I have made, like, you know, picking 3 out of the 5 or 6 that are listed. And so it's just a really good system. And then I added on things as I started to see progress and feel more confident in the system, the clean label products company, as well as myself. And you know, once you start seeing progress, then you, of course, you want more. Right? That's human nature. We can be greedy, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But the whole reason, because I've been in skincare and I've been in beauty since 2013, and as I've matured, as my audience matured, I just know that our needs and our focus has changed. And then, you know, come 2020, everything that happened and the world shut down, you know, people weren't wearing full faces of makeup. They weren't wearing 3 different lipsticks and liners, right? And it's not about profiteering from that. It's about authentically where I am in my life. And like I said, a year ago, after some conversations with my doctor, I knew I had to make some changes, right? So I knew I had to make some changes. Plus, I'm dealing with these menopausal symptoms that not even the doctor is really helping me navigate or understand what's going on there. They're more focused on things like blood pressure. They're more focused on things like, you know, blood sugar. And we definitely have made a lot of progress in that respect. So for that, I'm very grateful and I'm very happy. But I still just was, I knew I wasn't looking and feeling my best. And, you know, this isn't to trash the former skincare company that I was partnered with because I did love those products. I didn't think I'd ever be using the skincare you see me using now because I was satisfied with my results. But this has what's called collagen HA matrix in there, right? And it has a sister, which is in the fridge, and I'm not going to bother you and go get that right now. But I can tell you that I started that in December. And the difference I saw in just my under eye area alone and my left knee, which can be achy, which can be a pain in the butt, really made me look at collagen differently because I'd been on a collagen for about a year, but the way I describe that collagen now is it's more like an air mattress, right? And we all know no matter how good or expensive the air mattress is, eventually it's going to start deflating overnight and you got to put more air in it in the morning, right? And so this and is more like an actual foundation to the bed. It's more like an actual bed frame. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to help support that mattress that's on top, which is the upper layers of the skin, because it is clinically shown to help with the connective tissue underneath the skin. Because I can even see a difference in the way my face is shaped and structured. That's not just weight loss, that's the connective stuff going on underneath the skin. And that's when I said, okay, because the skincare that you see me using has that same collagen in there, but in topical form, I'm like, okay, so I think we can take this to the next level. We can take this up a notch. We can, begin to look at and explore. And eventually I did last month. I took the leap and bought the entire collection, and I'm very satisfied with the results. Now I am going to go to the freezer because I do want a face roll. I'm big on steaming, I'm big on ice, I'm big on rolling because that does help restructure the face. So, as I was saying, for my audience, for me, it was important to not just focus on layering on more skincare, layering on more, um, layering on more makeup, layering on more concealer, right? Oh, that's nice and cold. I might need to let that warm up a little bit. So it really boiled down to, okay, you really need to focus on glowing from the inside out, okay? And that's why the skincare class that I'm doing for free beginning on May 25th is the Glow Up Era. Taking your skincare, taking yourself to the next level. And I'm super excited. So if you want to join that, just text GLOW to 414-404-6040. Text GLOW to 404-6040, or you can just message me either on here or on Instagram or Facebook, and I can definitely get that information over to you so that you can get registered. It's going to be a fun 5-day experience, all online, completely free, and it's not going to be a sales pitch. A lot of people, when I talk to them about it, they're like, well, what's more so why the product will benefit you, more so the ingredients and how those benefit you, then you got to buy the product. There's no purchase necessary to join. And by the way, if you do make a purchase, you'll get a free gift. So if you order any of the skincare collections by May 28th, you'll get this lip complex completely free. Okay. So join the class. It's gonna be fun. You will get some text messages and some emails from me, but they will be informative. They will be of value. I will not be stalking you. I will not, because I gotta pay for each one of them text messages. So you ain't got to worry. I'm not gonna be like texting you like crazy, and you can opt out at any time. So know that you won't become a prisoner. You can opt out at any time. I won't take it personally unless you make it personal. Okay. I love to put eye cream around the lips as those lines, because your eye cream is like usually one of the most powerful things in your skincare regimen. I never noticed that the eye cream lid has a little eyeball on it. See, way to be able to tell that from the lip complex. Oh, they're so smart at this company. So, so smart. Some of the things I've done in the last year, the changes I've made, we talked a little bit about some of them. A lot of it has to do with, first, I got rid of the apps on my phone for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and all that. I had to shut them off. They had to go. Okay, so got rid of those. Then hydration was the next thing. I wanted to make sure that I was getting enough water, and quite frankly, by cutting out sugary drinks and drinking collagen place. I lost 10 pounds doing that alone. To 20, actually 10 to 20 pounds doing that alone. Okay. So you, that just goes to show you don't have to do a whole lot to make drastic changes. Now, with something like that though, however, you got to make sure you keep doing that, and you got to make sure that you are maybe do a few other things so that you maintain it and keep it off, right? And then from there, since I was no longer ordering DoorDash and Uber Eats pretty much every day, I began making more meals at home. I didn't replace them with freezer meals, with box meals. I made a lot of salads, a lot of cucumber salads, egg bites. And so that would be the other thing I would say, especially being over 40, is higher protein. Really focusing on getting, and I don't know an exact amount, I can't tell you. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not any of that. You can, do your research and find that out. I just make sure that I made sure, because I know my body and I know from having lost significant amounts of weight before, that protein was a huge, huge piece of that. And so like I even like to have protein and MCT oil creamer in my coffee. And, I've got so much energy now, I don't actually really even need coffee all that much. So I use the MCT and creamer in my oatmeal. I use it in my eggs. I mix it in with yogurt when, I make my protein puddings and things like that. I do include that MCT oil and creamer that also has the collagen HA matrix in there. And the reason you want that protein, from what I understand, is it's going to help you feel full longer. Okay, it's going to help you feel full longer. So that's where that satiety comes from. I always thought it was satiety, but I guess it's satiety. Okay, so that being out, being up and moving and physically moving for a good 20 to 30 minutes every day. They used to say 20, now they say 30. I say 20 to 30. Okay. Some days I might not have time to get the full 30 in, but I at least get the 20 in. And even if you have to break that up into 3 10-minute chunks or 2 10-minute chunks, or however it works for you, it's your life, boo. You take it, you work it, and you make it work for you. So along with hydration, I would say definitely electrolytes, fulvic acid. Because a lot of the issues you're going to have in really through all phases of a woman's life is going to be hormonal, keeping your hormone levels in. So you need integrated nutrition, or it's recommended, or it's a good thing to have integrated nutrition in order to keep your hormone levels optimal. It doesn't mean that your hormone levels at almost 50 are going to be what they were at 25, but they can be better than what they were, for in my case, at 48, by doing some of these things, right? Something as little as hydrating first thing in the morning with water room temperature with lemon squeeze in it, and get your gallbladder moving and get your body, really helping the body do the morning so that it works more optimally throughout the day. And hydration, like, people don't understand how important hydration is to all the functions in your body, including keeping your heart beating. Um, you know, Someone I know was having heart palpitations a few months ago, and it's like, are you hydrated? Are you getting enough water in? And not just water, y'all, because I can feel the difference when I just drink water all day and I don't have my electrolytes. I can feel the difference. Number one, I just don't feel as hydrated. And even, like I said, you can get heart palpitations, you can feel tired. That's where brain fog can come from, is from not being hydrated. So being hydrated is important from that aspect, but also because that is how your body flushes out fat. Okay? Flushes out fat. And so people will get on the trim, and then they will think that the trim is not working for them, and they say, well, I already drink a gallon of water a day. Okay, but if you're doing 75 hard and you're drinking a gallon of water a day, you're really just replenishing the water that you sweat out. So you still need to drink that, but you might need to up your water intake, sadly, or And sometimes over 40, you don't need to do all that 75 hard and stuff and work out really, really hard. The brisk walk might really be all that you need, and then do strength and conditioning 2 to 3 times a week, but really light. You don't have to go, like you're going for an MMA fight or a boxing fight at the Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. You don't have to do all of that. So these are some of the things that I've done. Foods that I definitely recommend for fat loss: your melons, your cucumbers. I'm trying to think. Anyway, I got that posted somewhere. I got that posted in multiple places, and we'll talk about that in the free skincare class too. So before I go, make sure that you get signed up for the Glow Up Era skincare class that starts May 25th. It's online. It's free. No purchase is required to participate. It's not even really going to be a pitch. It's going to be just fun and educational and engaging, and you sign up for that by texting GLOW to 414-404-6040, and we'll get you registered for the class. Don't forget, I would love for you to chat with me, and we get you set up with the right skincare for your needs and lifestyle. And who knows, we might even be able to have time to feature your before and after, your before and in progress, I should say, during class. And you can more so follow along and really understand, because we always go through the order of operation, what order to do the steps in, because you always see me use a light facial oil. And so because of that, one of the questions people always have is that what step, at what point do I do that? If you roll, how do you roll your face, right? So definitely join us. I'm going to go out and hop on another Zoom, but I'm glowing. Look at that glow. It's real. I can't tell you how many people have been in my inbox saying the glow up is real. Get your hiney in class. Get your booty in class, okay? So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.